By now, probably you've heard about Questrade's recent changes in terms of their pricing, offering the ability to buy stocks and ETFs for no commission, as well as their promotion, their limited time promotion of 3%, essentially by transferring your investments from another brokerage account or financial institution to Questrade to receive up to 3% cash back for the first 10,000 transferred, as well as 1.5% cash back on any amount over $10,000. Of course, the maximum bonus amount is capped at 10,000 per customer. Well, hello everyone. For those of you who are new to our channel, my name is Mo from Momentum Finance. My wife and I have been investing in the market for the past 7 years on our journey to reaching financial independence over the next decade. We have a lot of our investments actually currently with Wealthsimple, even though we have some investments with Questrade on the side. For us, we've absolutely loved being a customer of Wealthsimple. Their perks that they offer for us as a household, being a generation clients, have been really amazing. The Dragon Pass is definitely one nice perk that they offer. On top of that, the ability to actually have your wills, for example, at no cost as a generation client has been another perk that we've actually taken advantage of. There are some other benefits and perks out there as well that they do offer, even though we've not probably necessarily signed up for the rest of them. They're nice to have in addition to make you feel kind of better being a higher tier client with Wealthsimple. That being said, though, this recent offer that Questrade has put out there and their kind of aggressive marketing to try to kind of steal some clients from Wealthsimple and possibly other financial institutions is something that made us think. At first, I was hesitant, but at the end of the day, I decided to do the math, and the math don't lie. So I'm gonna go through some of those calculations that I had behind the scene and why ultimately I made that decision to make that switch and how far we are in that transition process. All right. So before I go too far into details, I want to quickly show it to you. The promotion includes a few fine prints, including, as I said, the 3% cashback on the first $10,000 transferred, 1.5% cashback on any amount over it, and the maximum bonus amount being capped at 10,000 per customer. Eligible accounts include TFSA, tax-free savings account, first-time home savings account, RSP, Lira, cash, and margin accounts. Here are also some sample kind of charts to give you an idea of how much you can expect in terms of cashback account amount over the span of the 2 years. So this would, as I indicated, be paid out in equal payments within the span of 24 months. For example, if somebody brought in $500,000 as a whole, the reward amount would be much more like kind of larger in terms of the dollar value at close to $7,400. And then the process essentially is very simple. You can actually very easily follow through the steps that have been outlined here through Questrade. And in fact, you can start the process. It's as simple as you selecting the account number that you want the transfer to initiate from. So for example, you select the financial institution name. For our case, we selected Wealthsimple, then the account number, which we found through a bank, through a statement available to the Wealthsimple. So we just went to Wealthsimple document section, download the latest statement from there. The account number for our account was listed easily there. So we copy pasted it here. Then we went to the next page. Part of that transfer, you should also specify which account in Questrade you want those funds to be transferred to, and how are you going to transfer those funds as? Are you transferring them as cash? Are you transferring them as in-kind? We selected the transfer of in-kind because we didn't want any of our funds to be sold. We wanted to exactly bring them over as they are. So most of our fund holdings are in 𝗖𝐋𝐈𝐖𝐊. We want it to be transferred in-kind. That's how we selected that option. One point that I want to bring out here is that in order for you to be able to properly and easily make that transfer, you want to make sure you have that account already created in Questrade, because otherwise you won't be able to select where those funds are going to be transferred into when you move over to Questrade. Because we didn't have those TFSA or RSP account in our case, and for a non-registered account, I wanted to make sure I have a dedicated non-registered account, the new one created. I created all of those 3 accounts in a matter of essentially minutes, so easily on through Questrade portal, and then a few minutes later, it allowed me to easily go through the prompt for this transfer, and from there on, kind of decide the funds are going to come from, let's say, Wealthsimple account number to Questrade, the account number that I had actually created a few minutes before that. And the process overall was very straightforward. I've done it for myself, but we haven't done that yet for my wife. But let me share with you the math behind it and why we decided to make that switch. So currently on Blossom, and in fact, if you even go to Wealthsimple, roughly we have $454,000 invested in my Wealthsimple account, divided between my tax-free savings account, RSP account as well as my non-registered account with Wealthsimple. For my wife, she has an RSP and a TFSA, and the total balance for her investments are roughly $220,000. The total of our household investments would be at $674,000 invested with Wealthsimple, kind of in terms of the balance at the time of making this video. Obviously, the transfer will be separate, so we are not gonna hit that 10,000 cap because it's 10,000 per customer. I have done the math based on the formula. So 3% on the first 10,000, which equals to $300 in terms of bonus, and then 1.5% for the remaining balance, which is the total balance minus the $10,000. That equals to roughly 7,000 in terms of bonus for my account, as well as $3,450 for my wife. If just from an interest perspective, curiosity perspective, for our household, that equals to 10,410. As I mentioned, the amount would be paid in equal payments over the span of 24 months. So we can expect an additional monthly payment coming to our, let's say, cash account or non-registered account. You have to specify which account you want these amounts to be transferred into. Of course, it would be broken down between my wife and me separately, but just from a household perspective, we are, by just making this simple switch, can expect roughly around over $400 added per month to our account, essentially for just making that switch. I wouldn't probably make this switch if Questrade had not offered, for example, the zero commission, but I think that was a smart move on their part to offer that in there. I think that made it much more kind of intriguing as a whole. And like I said, the transfer process is super simple. You don't have to do much to initiate it or to go through the process. Of course, you need to have an account with Questrade. And for those of you who don't have an account with Questrade, I do encourage you to actually use a referral link, because by just using that, you can easily get $50 bonus. And of course, the person who's referred you as well gets $50 in bonus. Like I said, I do have already an account with Questrade. I just added these additional accounts of RSP, TFSA, and the new non-registered account. Previously, I was using Questrade and I'm still using it for our Smith Maneuver portfolio. You can see the balance of that is currently sitting at $164,000. And then for my daughter's RESP, because with Questrade, they allow a self-directed RESP account. That's currently sitting at $21,816. I want to also point out that one of the beauties of Questrade that I've kind of appreciated right now is the fact that they do allow you have more than one non-registered account. That was unfortunately one of the limitations on Wealthsimple, that they only allowed one non-registered account, which is why I actually did not move my current Smith Maneuver to Wealthsimple over the time. I was really always wanting to do that, but I never got the chance. I was on a wait list essentially to have Wealthsimple create that option. Would I kind of consider coming back to Wealthsimple at some point? Probably. I would say after the 2 years time period is over, I think at that time I will reconsider the options and maybe see if between Wealthsimple and Questrade, if there's like assess essentially the pros and cons, and at that point decide what is the best path forward. But I think at this point, this is an easy enough transition. I talked to my wife as well and kind of convinced her why we should probably make the switch for an easy money. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I've already initiated the transfer process for myself. For my wife, we're probably going to start it this week as well. This promotion is a limited time promotion. I believe it ends on February 28th. So make sure to take full advantage of that if that's something that interests you. Otherwise, you may kind of not have the option to take advantage of this promotion. If you don't have currently a Questrade account and are interested to make that switch, I do encourage you, and I appreciate it actually, if you use my referral link that is available in the video description. That really helps me and helps the channel to grow in terms of like having some additional funds coming to us, as well as, of course, you are going to get that $50 bonus as well once you fund your account. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this video. Let me know if you are considering to make that switch yourself, whether you are with Wealthsimple or any other financial institution. Is that something that you're considering? And if you are, I'm curious, how much is your expected bonus amount that you can expect from this transfer? Love to hear from you. Leave me a comment either on Blossom or on YouTube and share some of those numbers with me. Before I let you go, I want to encourage you to check out Blossom app. It's one of the amazing kind of platforms that investors, whether in Canada or US, currently can access. There are so many amazing investors out there that they share their trades. They share as well some of their learnings and some of the questions. So it's a wonderful community to learn from one another, as well as to share your experiences and kind of build some of those like-minded networks around you in this investing domain and this investing world. If you haven't checked out Blossom app, there is a free referral link and download link in the video description. highly encourage you if you can check it out. Again, it definitely helps me from an affiliate lens perspective if you can use that link to download the app. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you all on YouTube and on Blossom. See you next time.